All right. Yes. Welcome to today's masterclass. Um, it's one in the three. It's in the series of June masterclass series we have from Treford. Welcome to everyone who is joining in on Zoom and on YouTube. Thank you for joining today's masterclass. First, I want to welcome everyone. If this is your first time getting to know about Treford, Treford is an edtech startup, and we've been providing value in terms of in form of training to people, to Africans in the tech space, and we do that. We do that by organizing webinars, masterclasses, and providing premium content all across the product space. First off. And we've been doing that since 2019, so it's glad to have you everyone joining. My name is Favor. I'll be moderating today's session. So at any point in time, you could just drop a chat or you raise your hand and I'll be able to unmute you to speak. Or you just raise your hand and I'll call you to speak. Or you could just drop a message in the chat. Answer it. All right. Without any I like to just get a quick overview of how it's going. Yes. All right. So today we are here to learn about Adobe XD. We have a masterclass on Adobe XD, and we have the person of praise, Oyelaran, who's going to be speaking with us. But before we delve into the session, I would like to get to know from anyone who is joining in on YouTube and Zoom. Have you ever tried using Adobe XD before? Hello, anyone? You could just let me know in the chats. You just let me know in the chats if you've used Adobe XD before. Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. Nah. Okay. All right. So I think, yeah, yes, no, I think you're in the right place. You're going to learn so much more, a few tips about how to get started with it. And from there, we're going to move on. Without any further ado, I would like to briefly introduce our facilitator for today. Like I said earlier, he's a good friend, and his name is Praise Oyelaran. And Praise is a product designer with a bias for Adobe products. Over the years, Praise has worked on products across the edtech, e-commerce, telemedicine, and fintech space. Leveraging on being multilingual, he speaks a bit of French, Portuguese, English. Praise brings a sense of diversity into the product research, design, and development. He has hands-on experience with leading and working with teams to provide solutions with the intent to induce business growth. Welcome, Praise. Nice to have you join us.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Favor. And Vanessa, right? And everybody listening to me on YouTube. So I can't really see them. So I can't really see them, but at least I believe they are there with me. So if you can hear me, please just let me know if you can hear me. Let me share let me start. Can you see my face?
Yes, I can see your face.
All right. So it's good to be here today to talk about Adobe XD. So let me share my screen to get started with what we are here for. So once you can see my screen, just let me know so we fire on.
Yes, I can see your. Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So, like I said, welcome everybody to Adobe XD Masterclass. So, Favor has introduced me. I am Praise. But most of my friends, they prefer to call me Prazo. So I think I prefer to be called Prazo too. So it's good to be here once again. And we are talking about Adobe XD. So first of all, what is Adobe XD? There is no much slide for this. We are doing a lot of practical. So I'll just share like 2 or 3 slides that I have and then we get started. So Adobe XD is like just like we have every other tools for creating UI and UX designs like Figma, Sketch, InVision, all this kind of stuff. So Adobe XD is Adobe's contribution to the UI UX community. So Adobe XD is like it's a vector-based platform whereby you design everything SD, everything UI from wearables to website to mobile app, maybe for iPhone, for different kind of devices like iOS, for Android, all this kind of stuff. So, and one beautiful thing about Adobe XD is that it's cross-platform. You can use it both on your iOS, I mean Mac, sorry, and you can use it on your Windows. And also, Adobe XD has like an Android app and like an iOS app that you can use to test your UI designs along the way. So why will you ever use Adobe XD? Yeah, we have a lot of tools there, yes, but Adobe XD is like important too. I use other softwares and I use XD as well. So number one, XD has huge user base and communities, leveraging on the fact that Adobe is the creator of like a lot of popular tools like Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, After Effects, Premiere Pro. So like they have this huge community user base, and because of that, a lot of companies are using it by default because when you subscribe to Adobe XD to some of their plans, you'll be able to like have access to XD. XD is free. So in as much you are using like maybe Photoshop, you're on the plan of Photoshop, you have XD for free. So like technically you want to use it. So it has like the huge community and user base. And another thing about XD is XD integrates perfectly with, like I said, with every other Adobe software. Like you can open Photoshop file inside SD. You can open Illustrator file inside SD. You can like export some of your SD components, some of your SD assets, and go and use it inside of maybe inside of After Effects, so that you'll be able to maybe add some motion to your UI, stuff like that. So it integrates perfectly with the Adobe ecosystem of apps. And also, one beautiful thing about SD is SD has support for some other apps, like to be particular, like Sketch. Let's say someone like you are working with another person using Sketch, you guys are not together in the same country or whatever. So the person can upload, you download, and you can open that sketch inside Adobe XD. You get. So with that, like there won't be any friction that you have to use what's it called? You have to use um sketch, because the thing is sketch is only for Mac. So in as much the person can export out of his sketch and you can import into your own SD and you can export back to sketch, and the person will be able to operate on it. So like it's very, very sweet. Like that's a sweet experience that I really love SD for. So and another beautiful thing about SD is offline. Like you can work on your PC, just download the apps. There will be sometimes that you just want to be focused. You don't want to be distracted by the internet, so you off your internet. You are very focused with just your single Adobe XD on. So with that, you'll be able to like work faster with Adobe XD because it allows you to work offline, and whatever you do offline, you can easily sync it back to the cloud when you come back online. So for this course, this course, I based on the user learning outcome that I received. So I distributed this course. I structured it into 3 different structure. So number one, we have the basic, we have the advanced, and then we have like, let's call it maybe the prototype, whereby we have to do some prototype. So under the basic, we'll be looking at the basic element of Adobe XD, like from artboard to working with shapes to text to images and every other manipulation that we need to do to get started using XD. And in the advanced, we'll be working with components, we'll be working with grid, repeat grid, we'll be working with group scroll, and plenty of stuff in that session. And on the last part, we'll be working on prototype. We'll be exporting our stuff, and also we'll be sharing what we have designed with other people to work with us. So we have a lot to cover. Let's get started SDing. So to download SD, you just have to come to let me hide this stuff. All right. To get started, you just need to like you can simply do a random Google search, download Adobe XD. So I have it already on my laptop, so that's why it's showing me this one, because Adobe has Creative Cloud. So Creative Cloud is where you have all of Adobe applications. So when the first thing you have to install is the Creative Cloud. So let me on my Creative Cloud. Let me know. Can you guys still see my screen? Hello.
Yes.
All right, so when you download your Creative Cloud app, you will get this app kind of structure. So here you will see all of Adobe's softwares, like from all of them. So you'll be able to buy here, you'll be able to install, you can try, and here you can browse through their mobile apps, you can check the apps for web. But here we are concerned about SD. So I've already installed SD. So if you are just new to SD, like you will see install instead of open. So here you'll be able to see like tutorial for SD. You can see some templates to get started with SD. You can see some plugins for SD. Here you can see maybe support in the community, and you can see Adobe Live. Like Adobe Live is maybe like it's a form of tutorial what they are currently doing for like what they are currently doing just to reinforce people's knowledge about SD and every other program. So let me fire my SD. So when you get, okay, sorry, 1 minute. All right, so when you install SD and you open it for the first time, you will see an interface like this. So here we have home. So home, you will see every stuff about the SD here. You will see like your different screen presets here. So if you are designing for mobile, you can easily click on this chevron icon, and you have a drop down menu where you can select your default screen. So if you are designing for web, you can easily click on this guy here and select your screen. if you also, you can use SD to do any of design like social media posts, all those kind of stuff. So you can easily select any here. And let's say you want to work with a custom screen dimension or artboard, you can easily input that here and SD will open for you. So if you are launching SD for the first time, you won't see this guy here. So you can see actually practically I designed the slide that I shared recently inside SD. I just did prototype and that was what I used to share. So let me close this guy up. Let's get started SD. So when you click on learn, SD will open a web. So I have it loaded here. So when you click on learn, it will bring you here. So sorry, it will bring you to this screen where you'll be able to see different tutorials, different material, different stuff that will help you to know SD. And these are like maybe some videos, like they are doing videos almost every blessed day, just to let people know more about the whole SD platform, to be able to challenge themselves and actually create a lot of interesting UIs with SD. So if you here we have like another section, your work. So when you click on this guy, you see my cloud document. I don't have, okay, I have some here. These are like some works I've done on SD. So you can easily, like, everything you are doing online or offline, sorry, yeah, online or offline. So whenever you come back online, you will sync to the cloud. So all of your work are saved inside of SD. So if you click on this guy, you will see shared with you. You see jobs that other people have shared with you using Adobe Library. So you can see your deleted work here, and here you can manage what's it called? You can manage your links. So by managing links, like when you share your job with people, actually there's a URL that they will be able to use to preview your work. So when you share, when you want to share, like the only, how will I put it, the only disadvantage, that because there's everything that's advantage, you surely have at least one disadvantage. So if you're on the free plan of SD, you can only share, you can only have one active link. So if you want to share one work will be active. So if you want to share another work, you have to deactivate that one, then share that one. So you have this guy here, so you can use to manage your link, maybe deactivate a link or all this kind of stuff. And also when you click on your computer, so here you'll be able to like maybe open Photoshop, native Photoshop file, or native AI file inside of SD. And also you can open sketch file inside of SD, and you can as well open SD file. Let's say maybe I exported my SD to the cloud, you downloaded it, and you can easily come here and open it. So let me go back home and click on a screen. So let me click on this guy. So this is the Adobe XD interface. Like, it's very, very minimal, but don't be deceived by that. It's very powerful as well. So let me delete this artboard and let's go through what we have. Let's do a quick tour of the interface. So let me do Control Z. This is my artboard, but when I delete it, what we have is what we call the canvas. Like the canvas, our canvas, if I click on Control N at the moment, I'm clicking on Control minus just to make things smaller. It's somewhat infinity, so you can create as many as possible UI screen inside of SD. So this part is our toolbar. So here we have our move icon. So you can, and when you hover on any stuff, you can easily see the keyboard shortcuts to easily move around in SD. It will let you to be like more productive. So this is our move board. Our move tool. So with the move tool, we can easily move things around in SD. Let me Okay, we will get there. This is our rectangle tool. So with rectangle tool, you can easily drop a rectangle, maybe a square, a button, all this kind of stuff. So this is like this is our ellipse tool. So with the ellipse tool, you can draw a circle, you can like edit it to make it like a semicircle, stuff like that. So this is our polygon tool. You can use it to create stars, use it to create different stuff. You can use it to create like your arrow, your angle, your triangle, stuff like that. So this is our line tool. We can use it to create lines. And this is our old pen tool. We have it inside Photoshop. We have it inside like every Adobe app. We have pen tool, so you can use it to create stuff. And then we are going to be using the text tool a lot, like create tests inside Adobe XD. And this is our artboard. I deleted that because I want to start showing you guys how we can create screen from inside XD once we have it launched. So this is our artboard. So when you click on artboard, you'll be able to see all these screens presets. We come back there, and this is our zoom tool. You can easily use it to zoom in to inspect color or to make things like come up a little bit so that you can actually align or do any form of manipulation you have to do inside SD. So if you down here we have our library. We have our library. We have, so if you click on library, you can see different stuff that maybe like, let's say I'm working inside my Photoshop or inside my Illustrator. I don't necessarily need to import them here. So I can easily browse my library, and like just the way you do on Google Drive, you can easily browse your library. Maybe you are working on a complete branding for a company. So you design their logo, so you can easily come to your library and access the folder where you saved it in your library, and the color, the typography, everything you use, and import them inside your SD, so you won't need to move things around on the back end. So this is our layer. So everything we are doing will be stacked here. And this is where we have access to our plugins. We'll be going through all this in this session. And also here we have our menu bar up here. We have this guy. We are on design mode. When I click on this guy, we see the prototype mode. And also this is the share mode, where we can be able to share our job with the people we are collaborating with. So it's telling us to create an artboard because you can't share just an empty stuff with guys. On this side, we have maybe you can invite people to your SD. So I will show you some things that you can do with it as we move on. So here you can actually you can like use this menu to connect your phone with your SD and actually see what you are developing on your phone every time. And here we can use this guy to play our prototype, and here we can actually like zoom in and zoom out of our screens. So on this angle, sorry, this section is like the this section by default, it's changed based on what we select. So when I select triangle, sorry, yeah, when I select this guy and I click on, so we see we have some new stuff here. When I select this pen, we have new stuff here. So we'll be getting to all those as we move along. And just a quick overview of the menu bar here also. So when you click on file, you can, click on new, you'll be able to click on new file. Maybe you want to create another project, you can come back here and click on open. So when you click on open, you actually have this, so you can open stuff from your Adobe Cloud, or you can open from your laptop, but I will cancel out of this action. And also, instead of clicking open here and having to go back and click on maybe open from laptop, you can easily come here directly and click open from your computer. So here you can see some of the recently opened file, and here we can see UI kits. So I will show you how to get some UI kits as we move on. So you can manage your libraries, you can close this, you can rename this file here. So if I click on this guy, I can actually rename my file here, but I'm not doing that now. So, and also I can double click on this guy here to bring that operation if I want to create my, sorry, if I want to rename my file. So I can save as, I can save as local. Let's say I want to send it to someone, so I can save as local document and I send it to that person, so the person will download it from wherever they want. So we'll be exploring all these parts. And under the edits, we can undo an operation, we can redo an operation, we can cut, we can copy, just like as you expected in any software. So, and one dope thing about XD is I always turn this my and spelling checker on, so that like make a mistake, you are trying to type something, so it actually correct it for you, or we align it for you, so you will be prompted to go and correct it. And also here we can like okay, here you can change your language, you can show this productivity tips. So you can uncheck any of this guy, so you can create link, like you don't have to manually type in your link, you can auto create link. So I always leave this checked. So let me this guy. So if I come back here, you see, okay, you see that I'm still seeing the tips, but it's because it's was checked on when I first started.
The network topic is there, and I think you are on mute. You're still on mute.
Yeah, are we still in sync?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, sorry, please. I think I got a notification that my network had an issue, so I think I'm back now. Yeah, I will do that right away. So let me know if you can see my screen now.
I can see your screen.
All right, let me drag this somewhere that won't disturb me. And let me close this guy. All right, fine. So you can explore all these guys on your own. I don't really want to go through everything so that it won't take or waste much of our time, because we have a lot to do. So let's get started using these features, like these tools, one after the other. So here, when you click on Artboard, so by default, Adobe calls it Artboard, but you can just think of this as your screen. Like so when it's checked, the color will change to blue when it's active. So you can just come here and select any screen. So let me zoom out. Select any screen, so you can easily do like some manipulation to it. You can scroll down and add more screen. Let's say you want to design for iPhone, you want to design for web too. So here you can like select as many as possible screens that you really need for your project. So here you can click you can double click on this guy to rename your artboard. Let's say this is home screen. So, and also like I can actually come here to do that as well, like to rename my artboard. I can double click on this guy to rename my artboard. So like those are like different ways that you can rename your artboard. So if you're like I said initially, so like based on what you select, the panel here we change just to keep up with what you are developing. So you see here you can change the width and the height of your screen. You can change the X, like when you change the X and the Y value, that means maybe I want to move it away from this place. I want to move it higher, but I love it here. You can change the dimension of your screen from landscape to portrait, but let's make it portrait. Webs are always portrait. So you can click, let's say you are working on a project and you need more space, you can easily click on like this guy to make your screen bigger, or you can on any of them. But in most cases, you just want to make it go down like a little bit. So let me zoom out. So you can click on this guy, and also with my artboard selected, I can change the color of my artboard. Let's say I want my bands to be somehow, let me give it a little bit of some shade of red, something like this. So I can easily do that here on my artboard. And if you click here, you can see some other features of your artboard. You can like, you can copy this artboard, like, and let me actually copy and paste it. So I'm trying to avoid the use of too much of keyboard shortcuts so that you follow what I'm. So you see here now it give our duplicated artboard a new name, so you can just double click and change the name. So you can delete, you can duplicate, like different ways of doing that. And also another, if you don't want to always come back here and tweak your artboard, you can easily, let's say you want to duplicate your artboard, just hold down on your Alt. If you are using Mac, that will be your Option key. So hold down on Alt and you can simply drag, and boom, you've created another screen. So from there, like, let me explain what this guy, this blue line is. So okay, I've deleted that. Let me bring this back to my screen. So let me explain what this blue dots dotted line is doing for you. So like you know, when you are designing like a website, something like a landing page, so there will be some parts that you will see immediately when you
Hi, cool. Yep. I think praise has briefly dropped off. Probably due to some network issues. Just let's briefly wait for him to join back. Well, hello, Divya. How has the session been going so far?
It's going good.
You're still on mute, praise. Oh, great.
Okay, sorry.
Great. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I have to switch.
You're still on mute, praise.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I would suggest that you switch off your view so it doesn't have much network.
I can't hear you.
I would suggest to switch off your video so it doesn't take too much bandwidth. Yes. And continue. Yeah, you can share your screen and continue. And unmute your mic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now. So let me share my screen again. The devil is at work, but we defeat the devil, don't worry. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. So as I was saying earlier, anything like below this dotted line, that means you have to scroll to actually view that part. And and that thing I would like to show before we leave the session. This session is layout. But let me start by showing this square layout. Let me zoom in. So if you look very well, you will see. Let me make my artboard actually white, so it will be very obvious. You will see this grid sort of a thing. So that is, you use it mostly if you want to design an icon, all this kind of stuff inside HD. So you don't have to go to another tool to go and do it. Like HD is letting you to do it inside of HD, and you can actually change the like the grid size, the line, every stuff here, and you can change the color as well if you really want it to be very obvious. But for mostly if you are working on web like mobile, we are going to use most of the time we are going to use this guy layout. So you can change the color of your, sorry, let me go back. So you can change the color of your layout by clicking on this guy here and actually just move it around and change the color of your layout. Also, if you click on this guy, that means like if you can't, we have 12 columns. So if you want to add more columns to it, you can like just increase the number or decrease the number if you want to reduce the number of the column. Additionally, if you want to change the gutter, so the gutter is like the white space between each of the columns. So if you want to increase it or decrease it, you can actually do that here. And the column, so this is our column width. Our column width is 122. So if you want the margin that we have here, if you want them to be the same size, so leave this guy on. If you want to maybe have like, I've not seen any reason why you need that, but if you want your column to have different spacing in each side, you can put this guy here and actually change it. So when you change this, you can see Adobe actually highlighted it for you. So when you change this part, it will affect this part. As you can see here, you can click to make it default, or you can click to make it default or go back to the default settings. So I think this is all about the basic overview on using your artboard in Adobe XD. So now let's move to shapes. So let me off my grid. Sorry. So shape. With shape, you can like do a lot of stuff. Like in SD, you want to create button, you want to maybe bring an image into a shape, all this kind of stuff. So let's get started using this rectangle shape. So when you hover on it, like I said earlier, you will see the short code. So just hover and click on, just drag. So here now you can easily drag to your art content and leave it where you want. So but I'm still holding it. If you let me bring my annotation on so you can actually follow me as I'm working. Sorry. All right. So this guy, let's say you want to create a square. What you need to do is just hold down your shift. Let me create a new one. So just hold down your shift. When you hold down your shift, my shift is not, I'm not holding my shift at the moment. So when you can easily drag around, but when you hold down your shift, if you look at this place, you will see that Adobe actually, XD will actually constrain your angle. So that means you are trying to draw something like the aspect ratio will be proportional to each other. So let's say I want to draw a square instead of this rectangle that we currently have. So I can be dragging, and once I click on my shift, so it will automatically turn to a square. And so it's the same thing as locking this guy. So let me lock it. My shift is not on hold. So you can see now, sorry, let me lock it now and actually edit this. So you see HD is like editing it for us, like the aspect ratio is constrained, so like we cannot edit it independently. So another thing about working with shape is this. So like our shape will not always be like this. So we want to add color to our shape. So let's focus on the appearance part. So I can decide to add color to my shape. So adding color to your shape, you can, let me make this big, and let me zoom in. So let me zoom in and make this big so we can actually see it very well. So here you can apply different color to our shape. So here you can click on this drop down and actually select the kind of color you want to add to it. You can put it on solid color. You can add maybe, what's it called? You can add a linear gradient. So you can like just come here, click on this guy, change the color, click on this point, then change the color. Let me put it, set it to blue. So like you can easily move around. You can add another color maybe in the middle. Let's change this to red. So you can easily move things around like anyhow you want it, just to achieve your aim. And also if you come back here, we can actually create a radial gradient. So a radial gradient is sort of like something like a circle from inside of our shape. So you can easily move things out like this. We can edit this guy. So, but I don't want this guy, so I can easily drag it out. So, and another latest Adobe just added this angular gradient. I've never used it personally, but I tried to explore it before this session. So so when you click on this guy, you can use this guy to select your angle, since the name implies angular gradient. So here we have, you can move it around. You can use this guy to set your angle. You can use this guy to actually rotate as well. And here you can change your color for your angle. So you can just explore every stuff, and it's like you have all of Adobe to explore. So let me go back to solid color. So let's say I want to reduce the opacity of this guy without out. So I can easily click on this slider to reduce my opacity. And in most cases, you'll be working. So, okay, you see, when I reduce my opacity, the value will be changing here. So in most cases, you will be working with Xcode. So you can just copy Xcode from maybe a website from different places and come and paste it here. Another thing you can do with SD is click on this guy, use RGB instead of Xcode. Just enter your RGB values here, or your HSB values here, but in most cases you will want to work with this guy. So also we have border. When you uncheck this guy, the border won't be there. When you check it, the border will be there. So you can also add colors to your borders. You can increase the size of your border. So don't worry, we will explore this dash and gaps when we are talking about line. So if you let me zoom in and show you some stuff here. So so like this guys here are showing you how your borders are being aligned. So here now our border is inner, like it's inside of this shape. So if I click on this, you see our border is outside of the shape. When I click on this, our border is in the center. Some part of the borders are inside of the shape and some are outside of the shape. So let me come here and we can change the box cap of our border. So I will show us this part when we are working on lines. So we can change the edge of our border. When I click on this guy, automatically to give our border round edges. When I click on this guy, it will give our border this something like a beveled edges. So I can easily uncheck this my border and it's all over. So let's say you want to give your shape round edges, you can easily come here and sorry, let me cancel out of this annotation. It's not letting me do some stuff. So if you click on your shape, you can easily change your border radius. You can just come here and change your border radius, so everything we change, or you can easily come here and maybe press 50. So press 50 and the 50 we entered here will be applied to our shape. Let's say you want to maybe give your shape different border radius. Let me go back to 0. So let's say you want to give your shape different border radius. So we can click on this guy here, and when you click select any value here, so Adobe will tell you the area where you are affecting. So you can see here we are affecting this side. So when you click here, you see you are affecting this side. When you click here, you see you are affecting this side. So you can see that from here. But in most cases, you might not want to come here. So when you hold your Alt key and you hover on any of these radius, I've forgotten the name. So when you hover on any of these dot circle inside our shape, we can hold your Alt key and drag in, so it's affecting only where we are dragging it, because my Alt key is still on hold, like I pressed down my Alt key. So once I released, everything will be like my changes will be applied. So this side will be affected because I only want to affect this part. So if you come here, you see that, oh, we've added something here. In this part, let's say I want to do something like that here as well. So I can easily come here and drag it in, and boom, I created like another shape with this just by holding my Alt key and dragging my circle in just to affect the radius of my border. So we can add a drop inner shadow to our border. We can add drop shadow to our border. So let's say I want to add a drop shadow to my border. I can change the color of my drop shadow. I can change the S value, the Y value, and the blur value. So basically, this is what you do with your shape. So you can use it to do any stuff. You can use it to create button, add color to it, and add anything to it. So you can actually use this slider to also reduce the opacity of your to reduce the opacity of your shape. And also, if you notice here on my layer, we have all these guys here. So everything that I've created, you can see them on my layer. So this guy is selected, so that means it's on top of every stuff. So this guy said, this is this guy, this is this other rectangle. So let's go to circle. This is circle. So with circle, you can create like maybe with circle you can create circle. You can create like some egg shape. You can create different kind of shapes. You can create semicircle with it. So by default, when you create circle, it will be like this, but just to constrain it, like I said during when we are talking about rectangle, so just hold your shift, so it will turn to a perfect circle. And every feature that we have when we are working with the rectangle also will be available for us. You can change the can change your color, you can remove the border, you can change the color, and actually maybe you want to apply different kind of stuff to it, like color modes to it. Sorry, let me move out of this place. So also you have your inner shadow, your drop shadow, everything to it. You can come here and apply different value here. It will affect the width of your what's it called and your circle. So another thing I want to show you of your circle. Let's say you want to draw your circle from the middle of your artboard. So let's say like you want to draw it from the middle. So basically it will draw it from one for like this angle, from like an angle. But let's say you are working on a design, but you want it to draw from the middle so that you can have different space on your right and on your left. So just click here, hold your shift. So if you see that, if you notice now that it's coming from the middle instead of when it's just coming from the circle. So you can do a lot of stuff with your circle. Let's talk about the Polygon tool. So by default, the Polygon tool will give you this triangle. When you come here, you can easily move around, like rotate it, so, or you can come here and rotate as well. So also you can come here and add your color. Sorry, you can come here, add your color, remove background. Let me remove the background. Let's add something like a cyan to it. Sorry, why is it not clicking? All right, so we have our triangle colored. So here you can like increase, let's say you want it to be like all this complex polygon, you can actually do that here. You can increase the roundness of your triangle here. I wanted to say polygon, or you can actually do that here. And just like we have on when we talked about using hotkey to do it on like on your shape too, sorry, on your rectangle. So you can actually come here and use this hold down alt, and it will, so when you hold down alt, like it will duplicate it, like we discussed on that of Artboard. So when you come here, when I click on this guy, so it's affected, so I can easily click on this guy to make it circle, but we need that. So I can reduce the roundness of my shape here instead of coming down here to always do that. And another thing you can do for your angle is, let's say I want to change the shape to let me make it 10. So you see it's like forming Mercedes logo already. So you can increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it, like something like that. So just to make it look, give it some complex shape. So this is like making it look like a star, making it look like, so let's say you want to design a pop-up, stuff like that. So you can use this guy to do it. And another thing you can do with your opacity, I forgot to say that when we are talking about other stuff. So when you come here, you can actually click on 1. So when you click on 1, you can use your number to move around your opacity stuff here. So that is just a nice to have knowledge if we need it in the long run. So let's talk about line. I'm trying to rush through this part because we still have a very long way to go in the advanced part. So let's talk about line. So this is our line tool. When you hold down your shift key, you can constrain it to 45 degrees, but in most cases, we need it to be straight. So when you drag your line, when you click on your line tool, just hold your shift so it will constrain it to a straight line. So you can come here and increase the number of your what's it called? Increase the size of your of the border of your line. Same thing. Let's say I want to draw another line here. You can easily come here and increase the border. So, like I said, so for dash, let's say I want to give this dash of 10 and space of 20. So you will see like I already created a dotted line. Like all these, maybe if you want to create like a stripe line, so you can easily do that inside of XD. So let me cancel. Let me take back to 0, 0, and 0. So let's explore other feature we have for our line tool. So let me zoom in. I want to show you something here. So when you click on this guy, you see that our the edge is flat. If you want to make it round, just click on this, it will make it round. And if you click on this guy, it's like you see here our this dot is outside, but when you click on this, it's like adding another layer to it. So is you have all those features in XD. So here we have you can add drop shadow to your line if the needs arise. So let's come back and let's work with images. So let's say inside of XD we want to do stuff. I can easily drag in this guy here. So let me sharply get an image from Unsplash for this Unsplash. All right, pending the time that is loading, let me be doing another stuff. So let's say you want to put like a profile picture inside of this shape. I can easily come here and come to my desktop. I can drag this in here and put it inside this guy. Let me zoom in so you can see it's like automatically masking it for you. So with XD, it's very smart, like it's a smart tool. So it knows what you want to do. Let me mask this image inside this shape. And you can easily click on your image and position it inside the shape, how you want it to look like inside the shape. Another way you can work is this. Let's say I drag this image into my artboard. Sorry. Just let me have this. Okay, no worry. Let me go and open it then instead. So let me open from my laptop. Let me go to my desktop. Where did I save these images? All right, don't worry. I think I know another way to bring it in. Like just or let me move this Zoom guy away from this place. Okay, I think it's this Zoom stuff that is actually stopping it initially. So let me move it back down. So let's say this image now, I want to add, I can easily come here and add shape to it, and I select both the image and the shape, and so I can easily use the image to mask the shape to mask the image. So mask with shape, just right click and click on mask with shape, so you can do that easily. So another feature I want to show us is, let me go to my Unsplash. Let's see if it has loaded. So let me bring in just any random image. Network is right. Just let me save this guy. But in normal day, I can use plugins to like bring image in, but I don't want to explore that part until we get there. So we like take everything sequentially. Let me check it. So just let me do like this. Let's do like this. All right, it's everything. Let me check. I expect it to give me a pop-up. Sorry guys. It's network. Okay. Let me take it to my desktop. All right, it's on my desktop already. So where is it? All right, this is it. Let's say we are working with this image.
Hello, Praise. Your network, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm back now. Like, my network is very bad today. All right, so let me share my screen again.
Okay.
So let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So, okay, let me bring the image that I just downloaded in. So, like, I want to show us some other feature that what is happening. Let me drag this guy up then. Front is, oh, sorry. This 1 minute, let me download the image again. Now that my network is back again. Or better still, let me go to my download folder and find an image that I can quickly use. That's my folder. All right. Let's use this guy. So let's say we are working with this image for a landing page. Let's say I'm working with this image for a landing page. So, and we want to write our text. We want to put text on it. So we want to like make the text very obvious. So we can easily draw a shape on it. We can draw this shape on it and come to background blur. Like I've not shown off this feature. So with background blur, the thing is the shape we blur, like create a sort of blur on the background. You get, so I can easily come here and now use this guy to edit how I want the background blur to actually look like. And you can even come up here and now change the you can come up here and change the blend. So I can make it multiply. I can change it to color dodge. So is it, let me see. Okay, selected. So I can change it to different stuff. So I can put it on soft light. So I can make it soft light or any stuff that I want it to look like. So but for this image, let's say I want to, so I can easily come here and add my text in this part. So like just like an option for SD, or should the case, let's say you are creating a screen and you want to create a pop-up like all this mobile pop-up, so you can actually use this shape to create a blur so that your background won't be very, very visible like that. You get, so your pop-up overlay will now be on like the background blur. So that's another option that you can use with SD. So let's come to the pencil. We won't be exploring pencil too much, but with pencil you can create like basic shape in SD. You can create, you can easily come here, click and hold your hold the left click. So when you hold the left key of your mouse, you can move, like let's say you want to create, you are creating a landing page and I want to create a sort of like all this hill divider, something like that. So you can easily move them around and boom, boom, boom. So you can add your color, you can remove the background, you can like add anything you want to add to it, like we've covered initially. So let's quickly move out of this place. Let's come to text tool. So with our text tool, you can like create, just click and start typing. So if you come here, you see that our features have changed. So here you will be able to enter your fonts, like all your fonts. You can be able to select the weight of your font. You can change this value to affect, this value will affect the size of your font. And also if you need something like a line, or sorry, character spacing. So just enter something like let me say 10. So when you enter 10 and click, it will add some sort of space to your to your characters. So I will show us line height. You can't use line height here because you actually have one line here, one line of text here. So you can use this guy to, let's say let me show us another way to work with text tool. So with this our text tool, we can come here and actually click on this guy. So that means we want to create something like maybe we want to create something like a sentence. So we can easily come here and start adding. So because I selected this guy earlier on, so it's already on center. So I can put this guy in like I can align it to my right, I can align to left, and I can align to this place. So I can easily click on my enter another text. I can click on enter text, stuff like that. You get it. So let me take it here. Let me increase my stuff. So let me make this guy big. So let me explain what these guys have been. So another thing is if you hover on it, you will see the name, so you'll be able to have at least some idea of what it's doing. So when you click on auto width, so if I start typing, you see like the width will be growing, like it will be growing inside of SD. So like I said, it's a very smart SD is a smart tool. So if I click on auto height, so it will create like the height of like this guy. So by default, when I press enter, it will be going with it. You get that? So let me click. So if you hover on this guy, you see fixed height. So if I click here and I come here and type more text, I click enter, type more text, click enter, type more text. You see it's not actually going, but I'm still typing. So when I click out, it will give you this sign that, oh, some text are not inside this bounding box. So you can easily drag down to reveal the text. So you can use this to control how your text box behave in HD. And let's say I want to make this guy big, I can easily select this guy. I can make it small. I can make it like a title case. So the first text on each paragraph will be capital letter. So I can create a superscript, a subscript. I can decide to underline my text or actually strike through the text. So let me make this guy big again. So here, there's one thing I would quickly want to show us here. So line height. Here we have line height and we have paragraph height. So line height we only affect, let's say, let me explain this. I might not show you the example, but I will explain how it works. So let's say we have a text and okay, let me quickly show an example to make it stick. So let's recreate this guy and actually enter. You see that is going to another line. So my line height, so if I want to change the line height, so the line height will increase the space between this the space between this text, like the middle space between this text. So that's what the line height will do. But when I click on enter and I type another word, I click on enter, I type another word, click on enter. So SD is seeing this as a paragraph. So if I come here and I increase my paragraph height, so you notice that the paragraph height is increasing because like I hit enter, enter. So like when you create and when you click on enter, that means you want to create another paragraph. So this is what SD is doing for you with paragraph height and line height. So you can change the color of your stuff. You can decide to give it border, give it some inner shadow, any stuff. So and also let's say, oh, this grain of zoom, I love it. So I can easily click on this guy here and sorry, I don't love it again, so that I can cancel it. So I can easily click on this eye picker tool, so and select any color on my screen and boom, it will change my text to that color. You can also use it for the shape as well. Another thing I want to show us is, let's say I love this color, I don't want to come back and always have to enter it. So you can easily come here and click on the color, so it's added here. Let's say, oh, I want to change my text to another color, maybe to blue. I can click on blue, it will be added here. So this color are what we call document color. So whenever you open this document, if you close it and open it in the next 5 years, so these colors will still be here. So they are like attached to this document. So let me add more color to this. Let me add this red. So let's say, oh, we are no longer using this red. Just drag it out and boom, it will no longer be there. Just select this guy and it will, the color will the text will inherit that color. So I think that is all about this part of the basic part of SD. We've covered the tools, we've covered how you can use it, how you can manipulate it to actually achieve what you want to achieve. So now let's step a little bit higher by creating some advanced stuff in SD. So here we'll be talking about the Boolean tool in SD, how to combine shape by using what we call Boolean. and we'll be talking about components, and we'll be talking about repeat grid and maybe scroll label stuff. So for that, I think I'll be working more on this document. I'll prepare some of this before I came here. So let me just create a new sprint. I don't want to spoil this slide I've created. So, okay, fine. I want to drag this zone stuff back down. So fine. So let's start. Let me draw a shape. Let me give it let's leave the border actually. Let's make the border red. Let me increase the border. Let me make it 10. So let me double click on it. So it's overlapping. For this, so this is what we are using to like to manipulate shape, merge them together to make them have a particular feel or a particular look. So I will duplicate this into 4 because we have 4 stuff we want to check out. So here, if you hover, you see, okay, when I click on this, I will merge these 2 colors together. Sorry, these 2 shapes together. So I can easily move them like so. If I bring it here, you can see it's like it's turned to something very close to like an infinity icon. So you can easily do that here. And if you come to your layer, you will see it gave it SD gave it a name Junior. Like you try, that means you try to unify the 2 guys together. If you come inside SD, you can actually still edit it. Let's say you want to shift it a little bit or make it look somehow. So that is how we work with the add part. So if let me click on this guy, so it subtracts. So what SD is doing is subtracting the shape that is on top from that of the below shape. So let me try and see what we can do with this one. Let's see if we can create a sort of a moon with it. So create this guy and click subtract. So we have all these sort of moon kind of a thing, right? So we can also come here and let's see, this guy is intersecting. So if you hover on your shape, you see like this part and this part. So where they are intersecting, we want to like we want to get that intersection. That is the only stuff we need. So when you click on it, you only get that intersection part, and you might need it for any other stuff. Like you can use it to do any stuff. I'm just using it with what's it called, with circle. You can use it for angle, for anything. So and another thing you can do here is let's make click on this one. You are excluding. So excluding like the opposite of intersects. So that means here is excluding where they intersected. You get that? So like you can do all this stuff inside of Adobe XD. So let's take it a step higher. Let's say, let me create a button. So like I created my button. Let me give it small. Let me make it fully let me take the radius to the fullest. Let me remove border. Let me add some sort of color to it. Yep. So this guy. So let's say we want to like, okay, sorry, button we always have a text, sorry. So let me add submit. So I can come here to, sorry, I can come here to format my text, actually increase my text, make it big, then select, drag on both, align it. Let me increase the width of my text, let me make it set to medium. So, yep, okay, like this. So with components, let's create this as a component first before I explain what a component is for you in XD. So we come here, you see we have some components already, but you see you can create this as a component. So when I click on, all right, let me sharply do something. I want to show you something like just let me put a shape here. Let me make it red. So let me make this guy red. So here, this guy is red now. So you will see that here, our character style is not active. Why? Because there is nothing related to character on this guy here. So I can easily click on component. So this is a component already. Let's say, oh, I want to use this exact shape anywhere on my design. I can easily drag it from here. I'll go and use it there, or I can like maybe duplicate by clicking holding my Alt key down, then actually dragging out where I want to use it. So if you notice something, if you look at this guy here, like so let me bring out my annotation back up. So if you look at all right, so if you look at this,
High praise. High praise, you're muted.
yeah, I'm back now. Like, sorry, my network is very, very bad here. So let me go back and share my screen now so we finish up. So let me know once you can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
All right, so let me bring back this, my annotation. I think I like it. All right, so if you look at this place where we have components, in brackets we have main. So this is our main component. So if you look at this guy, we have instance. So this component is like a father and child relationship. So this is the main, this is the father, this is the child, this is another sibling. You get? So like let's say I come, so like you can come to your component and actually rename it. You can highlight, oh, this component, how many places are we using it on this file? So you see like SD, we select, okay, the component is being used here, used there, used there, you get stuff like that. Also, you can come back here and edit this component. Let's say, oh, you are working with a team and they say, oh, can you just change the color? Like the red is too bright. Maybe you change it a little bit. So when you change it, like instead of going back to go and change the color in every place, like everywhere you use it. So like just come here and change the color, and it will affect everything, like everywhere that you are using it. So it will affect all the instances. But there will be some scenario whereby you want to just make, yeah, I want to create this a component, but I want this part, like I need everything. I need the size of this component. I need the roundness of this component. I need the border of this component, but you don't need the color of the component. So you can easily click on this guy, and you will be able to. You don't necessarily have to come back there to though. You can easily click on this guy, and you'll be able to select color. Let me make it blue. So if you come back to your main component and change the color of your main component, so let me change the color of our main component, you will see that this guy is not affected, you get, but like because the color property of this instance is different from these guys. So like that is how Adobe this thing work. So let's say I want to make this thing big, like I want to increase this. So you see, oh, it's still getting bigger because it actually retained the size of the button initially we get. So like you can create your components. Components will let you work very fast. So you can create your components like as a menu. You can create your menu bar as a component. You can create different stuff like as a component in Adobe XD. So let's say, let me save this button. Let me click. Let's save this button as a component. So to make something a component, you can either right click and click on this make component, or you can use your shortcut key, which is Control K or Command K if you are on Mac. So you can also come here and click on component. So if you see here now, our character style is available for us to use. Why? Because here we can see that we have a text here. It's color component. So when if you create you click on color, so Adobe XD will pick all the colors that you have on this guy. So if I'm coming, so if you can let me Control Z, so you can come here and create a component. I am back. I don't know if anybody is here with me. People, are you there? Hey. Hello, Favor. Hello, Favor. Please let me call Favor, guys. I think we lost him. Yeah, please. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Like, let me try and see if I can unmute you guys.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right. I think this network is very bad.
I think the network has dropped stable.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So let's continue because like our time is fast spent, the network is bad. So So to create a component, you can create components in through different ways. You can come here and use create this guy. Sorry, click this guy. So click this guy, or so if you click on character, so SD will just save the only character.
Those that you use. What's for you?
Please, I'm hearing background. Someone is talking on the background, please.
Yeah, muted. Sorry about that.
All right, thank you. So if you click on, this character style, so Adobe like pick the only character style, or like all the character styles on what you are trying to make component and to save it. So if you click on this guy, so it will only pick the color. So you can see we have this green and we have this color here. And also if you click on this, it will actually create the whole button. So let's say you want to use the button elsewhere, we can always drag this button elsewhere. We can change, let me take it in. So we can change the name of the button to, let's say this one is login. So like you see, if this button is like an instance, like I shared earlier, of this guy. So let's say we want to change this color. So you can come here and click edit color. You can rename, you can highlight where I'm using this guy on my 5. So I can click on edit. So when I click on edit, I can easily use I can easily use my color picker to select any color, and it will affect it wherever I'm using it on the on my SD. So let me take these guys out and let's go to repeat grid. So like I said earlier on, you can create any stuff in Adobe. Like I said earlier on, you can create any stuff in Adobe XD. Like let's say, okay, fine, just let's do like this. So let's create this guy. Let me copy and come and paste here. So let me copy this guy. Let me copy the just let me sorry. So just I'll copy this whole stuff and come and paste it here. So let me delete this. So let's say I've created this stuff, we know this already. We put our shape. So our shape is like 17 radius. We have this icon here. I got it from somewhere in a plug, not a plugin, but you can use a plugin too. We can put our text here, stuff like that. So normally, if you want to like do stuff like this in maybe other software, like this is a unique feature to Adobe XD. I don't know any other platform that is doing some stuff like this. What I want to show you now, like I've not seen any platform doing it at the moment. So instead of pressing Control C to Control V to paste, or using Alt to copy and paste, all those kind of stuff. So it's like a repeated stuff. So instead of that, we are going to use what we call repeat grid. So we just come here and click on repeat grid. So so when you click on repeat grid, you will see we have these handles like this horizontal and this vertical, and so this anyway, horizontal and vertical on our design asset here. So I can, when I click out, you see Adobe we create this stuff for me. So let's say I want to adjust the spacing, just come inside there and click. So fine, this it will adjust the spacing for me. And also let's say I want to make it like something like a grid, so I can also come down here. So Adobe is creating this for me, so I just only have to create one. So let's say I want to change the text of all this guy inside this. So instead of going one by one, let me go to my desktop. So you see here I have a TXT file. So we have this text here. So just put it like on different lines. So let me drag it to my Adobe XD. Sorry, not this file. Let me take it there again. Okay. So let me drag it in now. So if you notice now, we see that the text is like when I hover on the text, is somehow highlighted. So if I just need to put it in, you see automatically SD will put our text for us. So I can now, let's say I'm through with my stuff, like I'm through with any manipulation I want SD to automatically do for me. So I can just come back here and I can come to repeat grid and ungroup it. So I can easily come inside my design and change the color instead of actually redoing it from scratch. I can change the color of every stuff. So that is repeat grid inside of SD. Like it's with repeat grid, you can use it to like rapidly create different stuff instead of having to do it manually. And you see like these guys are, I mean the space between these guys will make that equal because using Adobe XD. So let me bring it back on. Let's create another. So let me show you this guy. So at least so we have at least some sense of accomplishment in this tutorial so far that we be having. So is in sometimes when you are doing design, you want to you see, oh, I want to create a scrolling stuff, something like this. So your user will be able to scroll through their design. So let's actually create stuff like this inside of SD. So now we've used what's it called? We've used repeat grid to actually create our grid. So you can change the styling, we've changed the font, you can change the color, you can change like anything you want to do to it. So let's now make it scroll. So what we need to do is select everything you want to make scroll. So you want all this guy to scroll so you see like this guy is a little bit out of the screen device because so our user will have a clue that, oh, I can actually scroll. So let's do this guy like this. Then if you look at this here, if you click on this here, you don't need to do, if you click on this here, you create a horizontal scroll. If you click on this guy, you create a vertical scroll, and if you click on this guy, you create a sort of a mixed kind of scroll. So let's click on this guy, horizontal scroll. So you see now, let me make this here. So this will be the beginning and the end of our scroll group. So let me come to, this is it. So let me come to prototype it. So you can see now, we can easily scroll through with the help of Adobe without doing any, linking screen together. You get that? So you see this part cool, right? So you can do that in Adobe XD using scroll group. So let's say we want to make it vertical. Let's quickly come here and create shape. Let me add color to it. Let me remove the border, add color to it. Let me make it 10. So you can have drop shadow, everything just for the masterclass purpose, so you can make it look good. So let's say you want to create, before we create a scroll group, at least we should have multiple stuff we want to scroll through. So let me create a repeat grid. Let me make this guy vertical. So let's say we want to make this guy scroll. So you can still leave it like this. You can adjust this. You don't necessarily need to break it. So come here and click on your scroll group. So I want this to be here. So let's say like this is an idea for this. Let's say this is a contact. You are trying to create like a WhatsApp. So you want to be able to scroll through people's status, and you want to be able to like scroll through your contact here. So like gallery, stuff like that. So let me increase this once a little bit like that. So let's go and preview. So on our preview screen, you can see here now, I can scroll through. So it's like going under my horizontal scroll. So you are not like, it's not stopping our horizontal scroll. You don't have to create masks to hide it, all this kind of stuff. So just come here, make sure this guy is where you want it to hide, and this guy is where you want it to hide. So like you can create all this stuff inside Adobe XD easily without doing too much of stuff. So I know I am somehow rushing because of our time, but you can always have this video and come back and watch it maybe with slower version if you want to get some stuff. So there's something I want to show you with XD. So here we want to like make what's it called here. So in this last part of the masterclass, like we are getting to the end. So I want to show us how we can create like everything that we've learned so far today, so we can actually create it to make something very robust. So let me show you the type of what we want to create now. So look at these guys. Oh, sorry, not this one. So, sorry, if you want to prototype in, sorry, if you want to preview what you are creating in SD, just click on the frame, please. I made that mistake so I click on my frame. Look at this, guys. So look at this. Let me move it to the middle. Look at this guy here. So we are going to create this now. So like our user can easily be able to jump into different parts of this stuff. It might not be very clear like on the first try, but when you come back and watch this, I'm very sure that you'll be able to see it, like see the whole process and learn it. So before we do that, let's quickly talk about plugins, because actually we need to use some icons. So here in SD, if you want to use any plugin, just come here and click on plugin. So these are the plugins I have installed on SD. In most cases, for some stuff like icons, stuff like pictures, stuff like what's it called? Type. I necessarily don't use plugins because I don't want to be constrained into the limitation of what the plugin have to offer me. You get that? So to have a plugin, just come here and click on discover. So we see different plugins that we have in SD. You can actually see these are the featured plugins. You can see all the plugins now is loading. Like we have a lot of plugins. So what you just need to do is click on install. You see here it's telling me install. Oh, it's telling me update. It's telling me install. So let's say you need one. Okay, I love this one. It's not installed. I can click on get. I can get it and I will be able to see it. So you can click on get to install any plugin. If you want to read more about the plugin, you can actually click on this guy to read about what the plugin can do for you. So to manage the plugin, you can easily click on manage plugin. Yeah, it will bring you back here. So you can click on this guy. You can disable the plugin if I don't need it, or let's say I'm trying to do to troubleshoot something, you can uninstall plugin too, so it's available for me. So like I said earlier, for stuff like I worked with software, I work with InVision, I work with Figma, I work with RP, I work with SD, stuff like that. So like I want to be able to use the the plugins that will be available for icon on Figma won't necessarily be available for icons on SD. So instead of that, I download my plugin from maybe the internet, then I use a software to manage my plugin. So for managing my plugin, I use this software. Icon Set is a completely free software. So it's loading, but let me go back to my, okay, that's loaded. So I have a lot of plugins. You can see here I have Basil, Hero Icon, Iconly. You can import many plugins there. So what you just need to do is, oh, let's say you are looking for a plugin, you can search for it here. Or let's say I want to restrict my search to only Iconly. I can come here and do that. So I have separated my plugin by maybe by different sets, by outline, by broken, by solid, all those kind of stuff. So what you can come here and easily, let me click on outline. So what you can do is just come here, their SVG, come here and easily drag it to where you want to go and use it. So you have it already and that's it. But let me show you, in case you want to use plugin. So let's say I want to use a an icon for this stuff you are doing here. So the most popular tool to use for icon in SD is icon for design. So come here and search, enter a name. Maybe I want to design something like a shopping cart. So I just type on shopping cart, sorry, on cart. So SD will load, it will show me different icons. Then I can see, let's say I like this one. So sorry, I just need to click. So when you click, it will align it to the edge of the last selected artboard. So this is it. I can easily come there and find another one. So I can change my color, do all this kind of stuff. But like I said, I don't like using icon plugin. I just installed it for tutorial sake. Sorry, for this masterclass, is sort of a tutorial. So if you need like a plugin for avatar, you can just come here and click on this guy. So where do you want to source it from? Oh, from Unsplash, from Excel, from anything. So, but just let me click on something, select picture for me. So it will load from their libraries, then it will just give it some time. So it will load, and let me click out of this because of our time. But the thing is, it will load and it will give me something. Or better still, let me come back here. Let me go. Okay, that's loaded. It's not loading. Let me go back and maybe select by origin, so at least it will be faster. I can filter maybe, oh, I need a male. I need, oh, maybe, oh, not male, woman. I need maybe emotional, like someone that has a smiling face, that has brown or black hair, all this kind of stuff. So let me select a photo here. So I think it should be faster now that we filter it down a little bit. It's not always slow like this is because of my network. So you see, now we have people that are smiling and all this kind of stuff. So just let's click and click on apply. So we have that in our design already. So this is how you use plugin. So if you need any other plugin, you can just do a normal random Google search, or you can go to the come here like and search for any plugin that you think will fit your desire. So let me click out of this place. So to create our nav bar, let me delete this guy. So I will create another, like I will create a similar frame. So let me create a frame just like what we have there. So let me create this guy. So for this tutorial, like I said, I use icon sets. So I already have, you can just come, I can export some icons out for you. If you need it, just let me know in the chat session. So I will export it out. So you will install icon set and you will just, what's it called? You just import them in. So I can leave instruction in the download folder how to do that. So I have these guys in here from my icon set already that I want to use, but don't worry, we are going to start from scratch. So let me bring everything I want to use here. So getting started, I created this guy. Like, so this is a rectangle of 375, the width is 375 and the height is 70. So it's white, no border. I just added some drop shadow on it so that at least it will be obvious that it's white. So it won't be white on white. Oh, they don't see anything. So that is that. So now I have my icons here already. This is where you will need your layout grid. So let me click on, sorry, let me come here. So here now you can click on lock. I don't want to move this guy around, so I can easily lock it with that. So here now I will bring this guy on here. So here the space. So you can easily select any of your icon, hold Alt, so you will be able to know like know the space between your icons, like from the right to the left to top to bottom. So using that, you'll be able to like do that. So what I did initially was I brought this guy in, then I brought, okay, let's do that. So I will show you another stuff in HD. So I brought this guy in, I can easily, so let me bring this guy in here. Let me bring this guy in here too. So you see that they are not, so let me off my layouts for the meantime. You see that they are not aligned. So what do we do? So we can easily click on everything and come up here. So let's say I want to align everything to the, like, all right, let me move this up a little bit. So this guy is on top here. So let's say I want to align this guy, like align everything to the top. So in design, we look at the topmost icon or the topmost element on your design. So it will align everything to meet the topmost. So you see everything move up. So let's say, oh, I want this guy is down here. So I want to make everything to be in the middle. So I just click on this guy. The same thing, you can, let's say they are not on the same stuff. I can easily take this guy, take this activity icon down a little bit, then make, so I want to align it to bottom, so I do that, but we don't need this for ours, what we are developing. So you can do that for this guy too. So maybe you want to align to the edge to your left. So Illustrator will look like, oh, what is on the left? It will align everything to the left. So you can do that for this guy too. It will align everything to the middle, align everything to the sorry, okay. So let me select on it again. It should align everything to the right for us, but let me click on my Ctrl Z. So, but what if you notice here, the space between this home icon and this guy and this guy and this guy is not the same thing. So what we want to do is we want to distribute this space in between our icons to be equal. So click on everything, and we need to select on distribute horizontally. So you see this guy moved here, this guy moved there, this guy moved there. So like illustrate, sorry, SD will do that for us automatically. So now, so if you come here, you see the color of our our icon, blah blah blah. So I want to add a text to it. It's a good practice to add text to your icons in UI when you are creating UI. So let's add an icon. Let's make this guy, let me call this home. So it's white, I guess. Yeah. So let's make it black for now. You still make it white later. So you see, let's make it 12. It's medium. I want it to be medium. So just bring it down here. Let it touch this guy. Then you can hold your Alt key when you you can hold your Shift key. When you hold your Shift key and you click on your left on your right angle on your PC, it will move it by 10 pixels. But let me undo that. But if I'm clicking my right angle, it will be moving it by 1 pixel, which I don't want. Like I want it to happen very fast. Let's inspect the space between our text and our home icon. So you see here we have 10 there already. So let's copy this. You can hold your shift. I'm copying with my Alt key. You can hold your shift to make it on a straight line. So let's make it, sorry. Okay, let me copy again. Only don't put my Alt initially. So yeah, so let's make this one discover. So let's bring it here, and actually now let's hold our Alt as usual and check if it's equal to 10. No, it's not equal to 10 now. All right, because this guy is like somehow curved, so it's not giving us the perfect 10 that we want. But I think let's make it 9 points. Yeah, this is better than for it to be 10.8. So let's move this guy here again and click on activities. Activity. Let me make it singular. Activity. And let's check. Okay, we have 9.9. Or better, I intentionally not using repeat grid here because what we want to create here is somehow complex, and so like you can be able to follow me since some of us are beginner. You get. So let's put settings here. So we are actually doing this at least, so we have some sense of accomplishment in the lesson today. So this is like the last thing we'll be doing for today before we take questions. Go and do some other stuff. So yeah, be like be pixel perfect because of our time. So now what we actually want to do is group the icon and the text together so that they will be attached together. Group. So let's select these guys. Let me group them by typing on pressing Ctrl G. Let me select this guy, group them, Ctrl G, select this guy, group them, Ctrl G, select this guy, group them, Ctrl G. So if you come here now, you will see like our layers panel, you will see, oh, we don't know which one is which one. So, okay, this is home. Let's rename it, double click and give it home. So this is our discover. Let's give this guy activity, and let's give this guy setting. So perfect. So now we want to like we have here, we want to hide. We will create a component from this guy, but before we create a component, we want to hide this text by making them white. So white on white won't be visible, right? So click on your folder. You can come here and you see your text, or actually you can come here and double click till when you see your text selected. So let's make our text white. I will repeat this same stuff. So make your text white and reduce the opacity so that the user won't see it. So you will know, understand it when you are doing the prototype. So let's make our text white and reduce the opacity to 0% so it will be visible. Let's make our text white. Sorry. Make our text white and reduce the opacity opacity. Here, we are going to only make our text white. We are not reducing the opacity, you get. So we are here we make our text white. So this is what the user will see somehow, but now this is home. Before we do this guy, let's bring this. I created this normal shape. I round off the radius. I gave it 20. The height is 40 and the width is 112. So let's take this guy down here. You see, so it's like you see that it's snapping to horizontally and vertically. So it's snapping. You see already in the middle when you see that like that grid line. Oh, that snaps to this guy. Let's make our icon white here. So this will be like on our home stage. Show you guys like on our home state, the user will be able to. Yep. So now this is not looking like what we want. Like this guy, this discover is somehow close to this guy, but we try to shift things and make tidy things and make it look attractive. But before that, let me show you something in Adobe XD. So sorry, let me unlock my background. So I am selecting everything here. So let's create components. So in Adobe XD, you can create a component, and actually, like I said in the previous part, you can change the color of your component. You can do this one to your component. But another thing that I've not told you is you can create state for your component. Think of state like, let's say you are working on a web app. So like your button, you want to, let me quickly create a demo. So this is my stuff. So this is here. So let's say I've created this one as a component. So I can easily come here and click on add a state. So I can click on over states. So on over states, so when I select over state, I can come here and change the color of my over state to maybe blue. You get, so when I go back to my normal state, it will be this, like this sort of burnt orange. And when I go back to my over state, so in the front end, let's quickly preview that. So in the front end, when the user is previewing, sorry, let me go back to my, so this is selected when you want to preview. So your default state is selected. So yeah, you see that. So when you over, the color will change. So let's let me close out of this guy. So this is what we are using to create our menu. So let me delete this guy. So we have our components already. So we are going to create 3 more states. So there will be a state for home, there will be a state for discover, there will be a state for activity, and there will be a state for settings. So let's create that state. So if we don't want to create the default state for this SD is giving us, so we are creating our state and giving this discover. So we create another state, we give it the name activity. We create another state, we are going to give it the name settings. So now anything that we do, like let's say I move, yeah, I don't let me be too forward, we understand it as we move on. So I want to zoom in a little bit. So anything I do in this my active state only be, and the active state will only be affected. Anything I do in my default state will only be affected. You see now that all our states are they are default, nothing is happening. So when we start moving things around by tidying up things, so we understand that better. So let me come back to my active state. So in my active state, I want to move this guy here a little bit. So I want to like click on this icon. You can come here and click on it, or you can just double click on it. You make sure your icon is selected. So I want to select the icon group, yeah, this icon. So when you click on Alt, you see we have 75.9 spacing between our activity icon and this icon for settings. So we want to make it something around, we want to decrease it. So let's go down a little bit. So to make things go smooth, let me close this guy out, sorry. So let me move the whole group a little bit. Let me see now. Right. Okay, we have 45. Let's make it something 50 or 55. Yeah, let's make something 50 or 55. So this guy is here. So let's quickly come back here and we'll make this 55 too. So when the user is on the default state, they'll be able to see that part. So let me quickly come here and check. Okay, it's 65. Let me make it, reduce it by 10. Sorry, let me reduce. All right, it's 55. Don't worry, I might not be very perfect with the spacing because of our time fast spent. Our time is fast spent. So I'll come back. I will click on everything. I'll come back to my discover, and I want to. So on the discover, I want to move this guy. Sorry, let me click on it here. So I want to take this indicator. I want to move it here. You get. So when you come back here, you see, oh, on the first state is like this, in the discover is like this. So that it will make sense, let's tidy things up a little bit. So let me sharply click on this guy. So let me, like we did the other time, let me make this, reduce the opacity, and let me make the default color of other stuff. So I want to make the space between this home icon and this 55. So quickly move this here. So let me check if it's 55 now. 45. Let me. So fine. Let me take this guy here now. So let me click on my font. Let me make it white back. You get, I can do any manual tweaking I want to do here. I will make this guy white. You get that? So if you come back to, if you click on everything, you come back to your default state, it's like this. Here it's like this. You get? So I'm rushing, so we won't be able to perfect all this guy. So let's quickly come here. We want to make the space. So we come here, make sure you are clicking on activity. So let's click on activity. So when our activity state is selected, let's move this guy to activity, and let's make this guy white. Like this is our master state, so that is why it's like we have to do some work on this guy. Yep, this guy, let me reduce the opacity of our font here. So let me move this guy. Let me move our discover a little bit. So yeah, at least it's good, like it's good there. So let me move this guy here and actually move my activity here. So if you are doing it, you have to just make it 55 so that there'll be equal spacing, because I'm rushing because of our time that's gone. So let me make my border this color. Let me click till I get to my type and actually increase the opacity, make it there, make it red. So if I click out of this place and come here, and so this is my default state, this is my discover state, this is my activity state. You get that? So you can do any thing you are doing inside this state will only be seen in that state. So that is like the logic we are doing here. So let's come to our setting states. So we want to move this our indicator here. We want to move our indicator here. We want to go back to our home part and make our this color, our border this color, then click on your font. Click on your font, make it the opacity. We don't want to see it there. So we actually have to move this guy here a little bit. So let's make sure it's 55, like this is 45. So it will look balanced, it won't look awkward when you are sharing your work. So 55, yeah. So let's move this here a little, sorry. Let's move this indicator here a little bit, and let's move our settings here a little bit. You get, so we are done now. Let me quickly change this color to 100, sorry, to white, and then let me increase the opacity of our type here. So if you come here, if you click out and you come here, so in your default state, it will be like this. It will be like this on your discover state. It will be like this on your activity state, and it will be like this on your setting state. So now let's now prototype this guy so that it will look like what we have, what I showed you earlier. So sorry, let's come to our home state. So please go back to your design. Let's go back to design. Let's click on this state. So this is the home state. Click on prototype. So you can click on this guy. So in your home state, if they click on home, nothing should happen. You get? So when they click on discover, what do we want? What action do you want to happen? So click on interaction. So when you click on discover on home state, so it should put it on auto animate. I will show you how auto animate does. So where do you want it to go to? You want it to go to discover. Let's repeat that same thing for activity. So when activity is selected on the home page, what wants to happen? We come here and what do you want to happen? We come here on tap, auto animate. So where do you want to take it to? So activity page. So yeah, activity state rather. So click on your settings, click on this guy here. So where do you want to take it to? To settings. So that is all for this part. So we come back to our design. We come, because if we prototype this like this, so you will see, if you prototype, you will see, oh, it's coming here, but it's not coming here. So it's not clicking here. So that means we have to go repeat this step for everything. So we have done that for our default state. We come back to our discover state. We do that same thing. So on the discover state, if people click on home, it should take them to where? It should take them to home. So let me quickly do this part and default state. So when they click on this, it shouldn't take them to anywhere. So when they click on activity, it should take them to, sorry, on tab, it should take them to activity. When they click on settings, it should take them settings. So we come back to our design. We come back to this activity state. We go back to prototype. So we click on when home is selected here. Where do you want to take them to? We want it to take them to our default state. So when discover is selected, where do you want user to go to? To go to this state, discover state. When this setting is selected, we want them to go to, just click on this guy. You have to click on the interaction to actually activate an interaction or a prototype of this on SD. So click on tab, auto animate, and click on settings. So lastly, let's go back to our setting and go back to this guy. So on settings, when they on settings, yeah.
I think we've
Yeah, can you hear
gotten to
me?
a very hard end. Yes, like our time is very fast
Okay.
spent.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, please just let me show them on the front end and then how it works. So like let me come here. So let's prototype what we've done so far. So this is it. Let me drag this guy away. So when you click on, sorry. So when you click on this, it will bring you here. So when you click on this, it will bring you here. You see the sort of a little transcription and sorry, this is why we are using auto animate. If you use transition, it will just go there, boom. But auto animate, when you know, like, and when we are moving this around, SD we know where this thing was in the state and where it is in the state we are going to. So it will just move this around. So like it's this sort of so we've not done for this part, so I can share the SD file so we can do more complex stuff, and that's all for today. So thank you guys. I hope we see our question because of our time. So thank you everybody for coming. So over to you, Favor.
Thank you very much, Praise, for the time today. We really appreciate you. For those who are still live, most people have dropped off, but for those who are still live on YouTube, please let's just thank Praise in the chat box. Praise, thank you so much. I personally saw like that last part, all the work coming to piece up to something awesome. So yes, I think it's a very awesome class, and I believe a lot of people are going to learn from it.